Hey, welcome back to Matt again. My name is Rampage and this is Gaming News. Now before I get into the article, I do want to mention that obviously I haven't been uploading many videos. That's largely due to my advanced diploma. I'm falling behind and I just don't really have the time to be recording videos or whatever. I'm making this video because I feel like I should, in the sense that, you know, I made a video about the GTX 970 a while ago, getting a refund and all that sort of shit. But now, this article is in relation to that, so let's get into it. So this article is Nvidia settles GTX 970 lawsuit, owes buyers money. So if you aren't already aware, for whatever reason, the GTX 970 had this weird memory configuration where 3.5 gigabytes was its full-fledged, proper VRAM, right? So the full speed VRAM. Then the last 512 megabytes was about 20 to 30 megabytes per second or something like that. So you've gone from 220, I think it was gigabytes, to 30 megabytes or something like that per second, which is incredibly slow. Hold on, I need to confirm this with my graphics card here. Okay, so yeah, so it would have been around 220, 230-ish gigabytes per second down to about 30 megabytes or 30 gigabytes or something like that. It was really, really slow. And a lot of people ended up getting refunds for that because, you know, it wasn't stated anywhere on the box, anywhere in the manual, or anywhere online officially by Nvidia that this was actually happening. So, I forget who found this out, but there was someone online who ended up testing the VRAM speed and found that, you know, that last portion of the VRAM was incredibly slow. So this sparked up this whole idea of, you know, Nvidia misleading consumers, and we are entitled to either some kind of refund in terms of the cost of what they paid, or an entire refund for the product itself. Now, I ended up getting a full refund for my graphics card because I thought it was absolute bullshit. And all these people that started testing the GTX 970 on games like Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor, right, who stated that the game ran perfectly fine on a GTX 970 was pure bullshit, at least for my experience, right, with a 2500K clocked at 4.2 gigahertz, 16 gigs of RAM, whatever, with this graphics card. I found that that wasn't the case for me, right? When I got to the second location in that game, the graphics card started to hit like 3.5, 3.6 gigabytes of VRAM usage. Therefore, that last 512 megabytes was actually being used, and it ran really weirdly. Like it just started to stutter when it hit that margin, and it was just a really weird experience. I believe I stated that somewhere in my playthrough on my other channel, but the article states that according to top class actions, Nvidia will have to pay every buyer of the GTX 970 $30 and an additional $1.3 million in attorney fees. In addition, there's no cap on the amount, the total amount Nvidia will pay to consumers. So within this class action lawsuit, you can, if you still have your GTX 970, you can still get $30 back from Nvidia. But there is no way at this current moment of actually getting this money. There's no way, as far as I'm aware. There might be an updated article somewhere, but from what I'm going on, there's no way that the consumer can be like, okay, I have a GTX 970, give me my fucking money, because there's no form to fill out. There's no proof of anything like this from Nvidia. And this is where the issue of class action lawsuits comes into play, where, you know, you have these class action lawsuits that go on for ages, right? In this case, over a year. And at this point, people that have or had a GTX 970 are looking to upgrade or ended up getting a refund anyway. So these people probably don't give a flying fuck that this is actually occurring, and that's the whole point. The whole point of a class action lawsuit is to draw that shit out until people don't give a shit anymore, and then accept it, because they'll have less people trying to get this money. So, is there any point to it at this point? Probably not. You're probably looking to you know, upgrade to a 1080 or a 1070 at this point, so you probably don't give a shit. But for those that still have their GTX 970, by all means, you know, get yourself the extra $30. But I don't know whether this is a worldwide class action lawsuit where if I live in Australia, if I can apply for this, or if people in Europe can apply for this, or whether this is specifically to America, right? There's no clear indication as to what this is, whether it's everyone for this class action lawsuit, because I've read in the past that there's class action lawsuits, but specifically for a country, not like everyone that had it or whatever. I don't know, I could be wrong, correct me, right? But the reason why I say that is because they mentioned the price of approximately $350. That was the price or the retail value of the card in America. In Australia, that card cost $550, at least the Asus version of the card costed that much for me. So, you know, trying to get that refund at the time was it wasn't really a nightmare, but it was one of those things where it just took way too long, right? It took 10 fucking days for me to get my refund for that card. Now, was that wrongdoing on the retailer's part? Yes, because they shouldn't have fucking made me wait that long. But, you know, I eventually got my full refund. So, yeah. As to the actual class action lawsuit, do you really care at this point is basically my question. And do you still have your GTX 970? If you do, try and figure this shit out, because there's no link. There's no form to fill out as far as I'm aware. So it's basically just, yeah, there's a class action lawsuit, but if you can find the form and you can find where all this information is held, then, only then, you'll get your refund. Which is pretty fucking sad. But anyway, my name is Rampage. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.